The first thing Hannah noticed when she opened her condo door wasn't the sharp smell of burnt incense or the piles of clothing on the floor. It was her sister Chloe's voice, high and breathy, floating from the living room. "And that's how I manifested this luxury apartment in downtown Seattle," Chloe said, speaking into her phone. Hannah froze. That manifested apartment? She bought it with 6 years of hard work, 60-hour weeks, and smart investments. Dragging her suitcase through a maze of ring lights and open makeup kits, she called out, "Chloe?" Her sister spun around, phone still recording. "Hannah. You're early. This is perfect. Say hi to my followers." Hannah stared in disbelief. Her cream couch was stained orange, likely from tanning lotion. Takeout boxes were everywhere. A crack ran down the middle of her vintage coffee table. "Where are you watching from today? Kindly hit like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more." "Turn off the camera," Hannah said quietly. Chloe frowned but lowered her phone. "You weren't supposed to be back for 2 more weeks. Mom said." "Mom said what?" Hannah stepped further inside, spotting red wine on the wall and scratches on her floors. "Why are you filming here?" "Don't be dramatic," Chloe said. "Mom and Dad said it was fine. We needed a better backdrop for my lifestyle series, and your place was just sitting empty." The front door opened again. Their mother, Linda, walked in carrying green smoothies and designer shopping bags. She stopped short. "Hannah, what are you doing back?" "What am I doing back in my own home?" Hannah replied sharply. "The better question is what's been happening here?" "Now, sweetheart," Linda said as she set the bags down. "Chloe's career is really taking off. We didn't want to interrupt your writing break, but she needed a space with the right aesthetic." "My sabbatical," Hannah corrected. "The one I spent 3 years planning, the one you all knew about." "But you can write from anywhere," Chloe chimed in. "All you need is a laptop. I, on the other hand, have sponsors and contracts." "Get out," Hannah said calmly. Both women blinked. "Excuse me." Linda's voice sharpened. "Get out of my home," Hannah said again. "My name is on the deed. I paid for everything you've been destroying. You had no right." "Family has every right," Linda snapped. "You've always been so selfish, never supporting Chloe." "Support." Hannah's laugh was short and bitter. "Like when I supported Dad's restaurant that failed. Or Chloe's clothing line that never launched. Or your country club membership during the market crash." Chloe pouted. "This is different. I'm actually successful now." Hannah ignored her and walked to her bedroom. The door was locked, a small mercy. But when she opened it, her heart sank. Her writing desk had been shoved aside. Makeup and lights were everywhere. The walls were covered in sticky residue from decorations. "We need to talk like adults," Linda called through the door. "Chloe has business commitments." Hannah didn't answer. She knelt beside her bookshelf, opened her hidden safe, and pulled out the flash drive she'd stored months ago, just in case. She grabbed her phone and dialed. "Monica? This is Hannah Grant in 1402. I need to report property damage and unauthorized occupancy." "Yes, I'll hold." "Emmy, don't be crazy." Chloe banged on the bedroom door. "Think about my followers." Hannah thought instead about the tiny cameras she'd hidden in decorative lamps. About the documents she'd collected. About years of cleaning up their messes. "Yes, Monica," she said into the phone. "I'd like to file a formal complaint and get the locks changed, today." Chloe was still recording through the bedroom window. Linda, phone in hand, was probably calling James. "Let them." Hannah touched the flash drive in her pocket. Felt like power. A promise. If they wanted a show, she would give them one they would never forget. The next morning, Hannah sat across from her family at her dining table, the one she'd restored herself from an estate sale. The locks had been changed overnight. She had bought herself 12 hours of silence before Linda insisted on a family meeting. James sat beside Chloe, trying to look neutral. "It's just temporary," he began, "until Chloe finds a more permanent content space." 3 months, Linda added. "Maybe 4 tops. We even looked at some lovely studios for you." Hannah's brow lifted. "Lovely studios? For me?" "Think of it as an investment in your sister's future," Linda said. "Her new sponsorship deal is worth more than your corporate job makes in a month." "I need this place," Chloe chimed in, still glued to her phone. "My followers expect a certain look." Hannah wrapped her hands around her coffee mug. The followers you told this condo was yours? Chloe's head snapped up. You watched my videos? So did building management. And a legal team. Now there's no need to make threats, James interrupted, pulling an envelope from his jacket. We've put together 3 months' rent for a place in Belltown. This isn't a negotiation, Hannah. She set her mug down. You all need to leave, today. You ungrateful little, Linda began, but the door burst open. Babe. Travis, Chloe's boyfriend, waltzed in grinning. Guess who just agreed to collab? He froze as he sensed the tension. Family meeting? Perfect, Chloe said brightly. Tell Hannah about our new projects. Actually, Hannah said, rising. Travis needs to leave. He's not on the lease. And this building doesn't allow unauthorized guests. You never cared about policies before, Linda snapped. Before, you didn't break my furniture, throw parties, or lie to sponsors using my name. The room went still. James cleared his throat. What do you mean, your name? Hannah pulled her laptop from the cabinet, opened a folder. Contracts, sponsorship agreements, brand deals. All signed with my name. My address. My forged signature. Chloe's face paled. Those are private business documents. That use my identity fraudulently. She turned the screen. Want to explain this one? Where you claimed to own this condo to secure a skincare deal. I had to. Chloe cried. They don't partner with renters. And you're so private, I knew you'd say no. So you committed fraud, Hannah said. It's not fraud. It's just creative marketing. Travis shifted uncomfortably. Maybe we should, babe, hush, Chloe hissed. How much? James asked. Excuse me. To make this go away. Give Chloe time to transition her brand. Name your price. Hannah laughed. It sounded harsh even to her. You think you can buy me out of my own home, again? We're trying to help you, Linda said, slamming her palm down. You waste your life at a corporate desk, chasing some fantasy about writing a novel. Chloe is building something real. Let's see what she's built. Hannah stood and pointed around. Broken vintage table? $5,000. Stained walls? Scratched floors? 8,000 minimum. We'll fix it, James said quickly. Like when Chloe wrecked my car for her road trip content? Or when you tanked my credit score using cards in my name? Silence. Get out, Hannah repeated, her voice low. You have 2 hours before I bring in building security. You wouldn't dare, Linda whispered. Hannah's phone buzzed. She glanced at it and smiled. That's Monica from the condo board. Apparently there's a crowd in the lobby. Something about Travis hosting a live-streamed party last night. That was private. Travis stammered. The internet is never private, Hannah replied, turning her phone to. Show them viral footage. Especially when you tag the location and violate 3 building codes on camera. Please, Chloe whispered, tears in her eyes. My brand. Should have thought about that before making my home your brand, Hannah said, walking to the door. 2 hours. Or everything goes public. They left. Not quietly. Linda muttered threats under her breath. James looked wounded and Chloe cried all the way to the elevator. Travis was the first out the door. Hannah locked it behind them and leaned against the frame. Her hands were trembling. The moment felt surreal, like she'd just evicted her own family. She walked into the living room and surveyed the damage again. The scent of burned candles and takeout still lingered. She opened a window and pulled out her flash drive. It was time. She headed to her office and plugged it into her laptop. The security footage she'd been collecting played like a highlight reel of chaos. Parties, unauthorized guests, Chloe trying on her clothes, Linda leading what looked like real estate investors through her kitchen. It was all there. Pause it, said Ethan, leaning over Hannah's shoulder in the break room at work. She froze the frame. A teenage boy, maybe 16, was taking a shot of alcohol at one of Travis's parties. Definitely underage, Ethan muttered. And that's the lamp camera, right? Yeah, Hannah said. There's worse. She clicked through more clips. Bailey's friends using my credit card for food deliveries, someone breaking my wine glasses, and look at this. Mom showing guests my bedroom like it's some showroom. Ethan raised an eyebrow. Your sister's been turning your home into a studio and acting like it's hers online? For 3 months, Hannah confirmed. Her phone buzzed. Angela, sorry Monica, from the condo board. She wants to meet. 10 minutes later, Hannah sat across from Monica, who was flipping through a thick folder of complaints. 17 noise complaints, Monica said. 23 reports of unauthorized filming. 5 different residents threatening legal action over privacy issues. Monica looked up. You've always been a great resident, Hannah. But this has to stop, today. She slid a paper across the desk. Commercial activity violations. Your sister's been running a business out of a residential unit. That's against your lease, against building bylaws, and frankly against common sense. Hannah's throat tightened. I didn't know. We know, Monica said gently. But if it happens again, we'll have no choice but to start eviction proceedings. Hannah nodded. I'll handle it. Back at her desk, Hannah tried calling Linda. No answer. He tried Chloe. Straight to voicemail. Finally, James picked up. Tow's not a great time, he said. Put Mom on, Hannah replied. She's busy helping Chloe. There's been a crisis with her sponsorship deals. The building is threatening eviction, Hannah said. Commercial activity violations. They want all filming stopped, immediately. There was a pause. That's really unfortunate timing. Chloe just signed a major contract. Not my problem. Be reasonable, James said. This deal could set her up for life. You mean the deal she secured by lying about owning my condo? Silence again. How did you even find out? I know everything, Dad. The forged contracts, the fake waivers, the brand releases with my name? I have it all. Fix it now or I'll contact the sponsors directly. You wouldn't do that, James said slowly. You wouldn't hurt your own sister like that. Try me. Hannah hung up. Her hands shook but her mind was clear. Ethan appeared with coffee. You okay? No, she replied. But I will be. She opened her email and began compiling everything. Dates, damages, photos, videos. You're really going to build a case against your own family? Ethan asked. They stopped being family the moment they turned my life into a marketing campaign. Her phone lit up. Chloe was posting another video. Against her better judgment, Hannah clicked the link. Chloe was crying on camera, tears tracking through perfectly placed mascara. I just don't understand, she said between sobs. After everything I've done to build this community, my own sister is trying to ruin me. The comments rolled in fast. Stay strong, Queen. Can't believe your own family would do that. Haters always show up when you're winning. Hannah closed the video and opened the folder with the forged contracts instead. That's a lot of fraud, Ethan muttered, reading over her shoulder. That's a lot of evidence, Hannah corrected. She attached the documents to the email and added Monica and a legal team to the CC line. Her finger hovered over the send button. Once she hit send, there would be no going back. No family dinners, no holiday visits, no pretending everything could be fixed. She thought of her damaged home, her erased boundaries, her sister's lies. She clicked. Moments later, her phone buzzed again. Chloe stood in her living room, waving a cease and desist letter at her camera. You're really doing this because you're jealous? Chloe yelled. Hannah didn't look up. She was cataloging damage for her insurance claim. You built nothing. You stole everything, from my name to my furniture. Chloe rolled her eyes. I elevated your boring life into something inspirational. You think lies and theft are inspiring? Hannah asked. Chloe's voice rose. At least I'm doing something. You hide behind a desk dreaming about a book no one will ever read. Speaking of hiding, Hannah said, pulling a stack of papers from the drawer. Want to explain these? Chloe's face lost color. Where did you get that? From my guest room, also known as your fake office. You left them everywhere. Those are private. They have my name, my social security number. 7 contracts with brands, all under my identity. I had to. Chloe yelled. They won't partner with people who still live at home. Then maybe you shouldn't be lying for a living. The front door slammed open. Linda marched in, her designer bag swinging like a weapon. What's this I hear about lawyers? Emmy's trying to ruin me. Chloe sobbed. She's threatening my sponsors. I'm reporting fraud, Hannah corrected. There's a difference. Don't be dramatic, Linda snapped. Chloe needed help. That's what family does. Help. Hannah laughed coldly. Like when you used my credit cards and ruined my credit score? That was years ago. After you maxed out every card and made me clean it up. I paid it back. With my money. Chloe interrupted, you're just bitter because no one cares about your boring life. I liked being invisible, Hannah replied. Until you dragged me into your scam. They're not scams. Chloe shouted. I'm an entrepreneur. You're a criminal, Hannah said. And it ends now. Or what? Linda challenged. You'll tear this family apart over some contracts? You already tore it apart, when you chose Chloe's lies over my truth again and again. Because you're selfish. Chloe screamed. You have everything and you do nothing with it. No, said a calm voice at the doorway. It was Sophie, their cousin. She's not selfish. I just read these contracts. Chloe, did you really forge all of this? Chloe turned ghostly white. It's not what it looks like. It looks like fraud, Sophie said quietly but firmly. An identity theft. It's business. Linda snapped. Everyone stretches the truth in this industry. Everyone commits felonies? Hannah asked, lifting a brow. Stop saying that word. Chloe shrieked. I'm not a criminal. I'm a creator. With stolen assets and a fake story, Hannah replied. And now it ends. Or what? Linda asked again. Hannah walked to her desk and pulled up a detailed email. Or I send this to every sponsor listed in those contracts. Chloe lunged. Don't. Hannah stepped back. Touch me again and I'll add assault to the list. You're destroying me, Chloe cried, collapsing onto the couch she had ruined. You're ruining everything I built. You built it on lies, Hannah said. You stole my life and called it content. I didn't think it would go this far. Chloe sobbed. I didn't mean to hurt you. But you did, Hannah said. And now you're facing the consequences. Her phone buzzed again. Monica from the condo board. Police are here. Too many complaints. We're removing them today. Good, Hannah muttered. It's overdue. Chloe stared at her in disbelief. You'd let the cops throw out your own family? You're not my family, Hannah said quietly. Not anymore. You'll regret this, Linda hissed. Bailey has secrets. She'll take everyone down. Let her, Hannah said. I have all the receipts. Every secret. Every lie. Every scam you've tried to hide. She opened her flash drive. Everything's documented. Why would you do this? Chloe asked. Why save all this? Because I knew this day would come, Hannah said. I was preparing. You were always reckless and I was always your backup plan. But I'm done. A knock at the door. 2 police officers stepped in. Is there a Chloe Parker here? One asked. She needs to come with us. There's a situation in the lobby. Chloe's hands trembled. Emmy, please. Help me. Just this once. You've used up every just this once, Hannah replied. I warned you. The officers escorted Chloe out as she wept. Linda followed, yelling over her shoulder, this isn't over. Sophie closed the door and turned to Hannah. You okay? Not really, Hannah said. But I will be. Her phone buzzed again. It was Ethan. Your post is going viral. She opened it. The story of what happened, her home taken over, identity stolen, family betrayal, was spreading like wildfire. You just exposed influencer culture's dark side, Ethan said. You're a hero now. Hannah shook her head. I'm not a hero. I just wanted my life back. Well, now everyone's listening. Comment after comment rolled in. Thank you for telling the truth. This happened to me too. You gave me courage to set boundaries. She stared at the messages. She hadn't expected this. What are you going to do now? Sophie asked. Start fresh, Hannah said. No more cleaning up after everyone else. I'm done playing the villain in their twisted little story. Her laptop chimed. Another email. Lifestyle Luxe Cosmetics was pulling out of their deal with Chloe. We are pursuing legal action. The messages kept coming. So did the lawsuits. Travis was arrested for pushing a party guest off the balcony. More brands distanced themselves from Chloe. Even Hannah's parents were being sued for their part in the fraud. Her phone rang again. James. She answered. We're ruined, he said flatly. Your mother's clubs won't take her calls. Bailey, Chloe, is hysterical. So was I when you watched her destroy my life, Hannah said. We didn't know. You chose not to know. That's not the same thing. She's your sister. Not anymore, Hannah said and hung up. Days passed. The story continued to dominate headlines. Hannah stayed mostly silent. She focused on work, fixed her condo and ignored the chaos. Until one morning, Chloe appeared on her doorstep again. This time there was no makeup, no ring light, just an ankle monitor and a folder. What do you want? Hannah asked. To apologize, Chloe said. She handed over the folder. Inside was a cashier's check and a signed confession. It's not enough. I know that. But it's all I have right now. Hannah said nothing. Chloe stepped back. I'm starting over. No more shortcuts. No more lies. Good luck with that. Sophie waited in the car as Hannah came down. You okay? Yeah. They drove in silence. As they passed Hannah's parents' house, movers were carrying boxes. The home was being sold. Linda stood on the steps, crying. James sat beside her, head in his hands. Still feel satisfied? Sophie asked. No, Hannah said. But I feel free. Her phone rang. Then, turn on your laptop, he said. She opened it. Her story, posted anonymously, was trending. A wake-up call for family boundaries, influencer fraud and identity protection. Thousands of messages poured in. People thanking her. Sharing their own stories. Hannah stared at her screen. So many strangers, so many survivors of family betrayal. She replied to the first message. Thank you for sharing. You're not alone. They're calling you the whistleblower of the year, Ethan said. You didn't just reclaim your home. You started something bigger. Her phone buzzed again. Monica from the condo board. Your renovation is finished. And the new security system is military grade. No more influencers. Perfect, Hannah said, smiling. Not home yet, she told Soph. One more stop. The cafe was nearly empty when she walked in. Chloe sat alone waiting. You came, Chloe whispered. Only because you said it was important. I just wanted to say goodbye, Chloe said, eyes swollen. You were right. About everything. I wanted your life, your security, your success. I tried to fake it. I ended up with nothing. You ended up with consequences, Hannah corrected. Chloe nodded. I know I ruined our relationship. But thank you for making me face it. I'm going to therapy. I'm working. Legitimately this time. Hannah stood. I hope that's true. Chloe blinked. Will you ever forgive me? When you're truly sorry, Hannah said. And not a moment before. Back home, Hannah stepped into her condo and took a deep breath. Clean air. Calm light. Quiet. She walked through the restored space. No ring lights. No takeout boxes. No chaos. She sat at her writing desk and opened her laptop. A blank document stared back. Not a revenge story, she murmured. Not a takedown. Just the truth. She began typing. To everyone who's ever been told that family comes first, no matter the cost. To those expected to set themselves on fire to keep others warm. This is for you. Her fingers moved fast. It was all pouring out. Her phone buzzed again. Another message from a stranger. I walked away from my family today. Because of you. I reported my sister's identity fraud. Because of you. Hannah paused. She hadn't planned to become a voice for people like her. But maybe the truth had power beyond her condo walls. Maybe it mattered more than revenge. Maybe her pain had meaning now. She opened a new folder on her desktop. Stories Worth Telling, she typed as the title. Inside it she saved her post, the evidence, the comments. And then she clicked New Document. Her novel could wait. A week later, Ethan handed her a manila envelope. The publisher wants to talk. Publisher. That viral post. They want to turn it into a book. About what? About you. About boundaries. About truth. Hannah hesitated. It's not a happy story. No. But it's real. She stared at the offer letter. Do I want to tell the world? You already did, Ethan said. Now you can help others do the same. She looked around her quiet, clean condo. Her sanctuary. Okay, she said softly. Let's do it. On the day Chloe was sentenced to community service, counseling and restitution, Hannah watched the news from her couch. The reporter called it the fall of a social media star. Travis had been given 18 months for the balcony incident. Linda and James faced civil lawsuits and financial penalties. The camera cut to Chloe walking out of the courtroom, eyes down, her lawyer shielding her from reporters. Ethan sat beside Hannah. "Closure?" he asked. "Not quite," she said. "But it's justice." Her phone buzzed. Another message from a stranger. "Thank you for speaking what I was too afraid to say." Hannah looked out her window at the Seattle skyline. The world was still noisy, still messy. But inside her condo there was finally peace. She returned to her desk, opened her draft again. Not the influencer exposé. Not the evidence file. Her novel. Fiction, yes, but rooted in the kind of truth she had learned the hard way. Her story was no longer just survival. It was rebirth. She typed the first sentence. "Sometimes freedom costs everything. But some prices are worth paying." And this time it was her story. Fully her own. Moral lesson. Family does not give anyone the right to cross your boundaries. Choosing peace over toxic loyalty isn't betrayal, it's survival. Stand up, speak truth, and protect your space even when it means standing alone. Remember to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more of this.